Hey stars, it's me, Shot a Star, and I'm back. Listen, I couldn't wait to get back to y'all. Actually, I wanted to tell you these stories on yesterday, and but I just thought that that would have made my video an hour, and I've never done an hour video, and I don't even know if you guys are really interested. Like I know a lot of people they like little 20 and 30-minute videos, but if you guys are interested in longer videos and other topics, please let me know in the comments. Email me, whatever. You know what to do. Um, okay, so listen, we're gonna get this set. This is a day before Christmas. Listen, we're gonna get this together, and I ain't gonna keep the folks long at church. Okay. Now, so seriously speaking, we're gonna start off with. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about the sleeping subway rider burned to death on an F train in Coney Island on Sunday morning after a madman threw a lit match onto her, causing her to burst into flames. Okay. Now, New York NYPD officers responded to reports of a fire just before 7:30 a.m. at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue subway station and found the woman engulfed in fire while sitting on an idling F train. She was found with liquor bottles surrounding her, though it was not immediately clear if they played any part in the fire. Really? Alcohol, match, fire. Girl, please. Anyway, investigators believe that the woman was sleeping. I can't. She was sleeping when a man sitting across from her got up, walked over to her, and threw a lit match on her, engulfing her in fire. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about this. Hold on. Okay, so they state that it's a woman. I don't know the nationality of the woman. Um, I don't know if the woman was homeless or was this happened at 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday morning. So she could have been working a night shift on her way home. Who knows? We don't know. But what I do know is someone thought so less of a human being of her to light a match and set her on fire, which is diabolical. It's, I don't know. What is going on? What is going on in New York? I mean, things are happening in other major cities, but New York, you are off the chain, like for real. And I'm from New York, real talk, born and raised. Listen, most of my stories tonight is about New York, off the chain, crazy. Well, listen, we don't know if she was homeless and lived on a train, and was drinking alcohol and was drunk, or I mean, meaning in the midst of drinking alcohol and falling asleep, because remember, she was asleep at this time. She was set on fire while she was asleep. So, do we know if she was drinking before and spilled liquor on herself, or did this man who set her on fire douse her with alcohol and set her on fire? I don't know. Um, God bless whoever she was. Um, we have to, not we, because I live in the right state of mind. These people, I mean, mental illness is real, people. It's real. You have no idea. It's real. I personally, born and raised in New York City, I have taken a train, yeah, but it's not safe. I don't have time for that. If I'm going to the city for something, I'll take the PATH train or something out here as far in the city as I can, which would probably be 33rd Street. And then I'm in the city without touching a train station as far as A train, F train, J train, whatever. And if I need to go further up in Manhattan, I'll Uber. So I don't know. But listen, mental illness is real. And we have to, like I said, you just have to be vigilant, people. You don't know. And don't close your eyes and go to sleep. I know it's hard. I mean, listen. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next story with New York. Now, as I spoke on my show, I believe yesterday, where I told you about Jeffrey Madry, he is the former chief of the department of the NYPD. He resigned on like Friday. He resigned after being accused of trading substantial overtime approvals for sexual favors. And when I thought of sexual favors, I thought it was a little yin yang. He was balls to the walls, kid. He was having full intercourse in allegedly in the office. This is what the lieutenant who brought up the charges against him. So he resigned, gave his resignation on Friday. Boom. The next day, the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, she fired the chief of internal affairs, Miguel Iglesias, amid sexual misconduct accusations involving former chief of department Jeffrey Madry that led to a massive shakeup in the department leadership. So you had two people a day apart. One person, the chief of the department at NYC, was accused of trading sexual favors for overtime approvals. First of all, let's stop that right here. Real talk. Now, seriously speaking, when I showed you a picture of this man, and by all means, I'm not fat shaming. I'm not saying, I'm speaking for myself. This is my idea. This is all me, and it's allegedly okay. But real talk, this is the man we talking about that traded sexual favors for overtime approvals. So you do what he wants you to do sexually. Seriously. Oh my God, can I make this picture bigger? But real talk, this is him. I got the pointer. This is him. No shade. This nigga about 300 pounds, look like a pit bull. He would have to pay me quadruple time and a half for, you know what? I've never been that desperate for overtime. Yeah. Okay, so I had to show you that picture again, just in case y'all didn't know who he was talking about, baby. Anywho, I guess he had to pay somewhere. You either gonna pay on the front end or the back end, as my girl friend in my head, Funky Denise would say. You gonna pay on the front end or you gonna pay on the back end? And he was paying, giving that overtime invoices to the point where that lieutenant, if you remember, made like $400,000 this year, 2024. So she did a lot of overtime. So she did a lot of favors. Miss Girl was busy. And mind you, allegedly, she put in for her retirement. So she put in for her retirement and then put these claims out against him and stuff. So he resigned. He resigned the day it came out. And like I said, the other one was fired the next day. So again, I don't know what's going on, but again, we're gonna do like this, okay? We are going to move on to, oh, it's still in New York. I forgot. Did y'all guys know that the MTA approved the budget on Wednesday, mind you, which was their last board meeting for the year? So they would not be getting together again until next year sometime. They waited to the last board meeting, so there would be nothing after to tell New Yorkers and others that there will be a fare increase by 4% for tolls and MTA as of August 2025. Allegedly, the MTA will be charging $3 per ride instead of $2.90. Now, let me get this straight. You're getting choked out on a train, and then the person that choked me out is acquitted. Lord behold, I come home tired from work one day or something, and I close my eyes, and these they set me on fire. Like I'm some fireball or something. You would have raised the fares for that? They're not safe, people. Seriously, we can joke and laugh. The public transportation in New York City is not safe. You take your life in your hands every day, and I've done it. But I really, let's be honest. And you see the craziest things that they say only happen in New York, which I know ain't true. But yo, and mental illness is real, people. Real talk. You got to be careful. You got to watch your backs. You know what I mean? Seriously speaking. Um, our next story is going to be Megan Thee Stallion. Now, seriously speaking, you guys never really hear me bring up stories about rappers and stuff like that. I just thought this was interesting. I really talk about Diddy and Puffy because of what he's going through. We have to talk about it. But, I leave a lot of that. It's a little yang, yang, yang. It ain't necessary. But okay, but Megan Thee Stallion files for restraining order against Tory Lanez alleging harassment. Now, if you're familiar with um, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez from back in July 2020, Tory Lanez was accused of powing Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. And she said that he powed her in the foot, and we saw the videos of her injuries and stuff. And then they went to trial, and there was a lot going on with betrayal and friendships and people sleeping together, and then Megan didn't tell the truth to Gayle King when Gayle King asked her, like, why would he do that? Were you having a sexual relationship? And she said no, but she came out not so long ago and admitted that she lied. So regardless, this man is already in jail serving a 10-year prison sentence for pounding you. And now you want to file a restraining order. Okay, so remember, this started back in July 2020. Okay, so Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was convicted for the powing in December of 2022. And now, again, like I said, he's serving a 10-year sentence. In the filing for the protection order, which was obtained by ABC News, Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, accuses Peterson of harassing between 2021 and 2024. Pete claims the harassment has come through the use of a third-party ongoing bloggers. So she says who Mr. Peters employs to spread defamatory statements and untruths about Miss Pete. So she's saying that he's not directly harassing her, but he's harassing her through bloggers who post stories about her that she says it isn't true, and tell lies on her or whatever. Listen, we're going to get to it like this. First of all, I'm tired of the story. I just thought it was interesting that she's filing a restraining order against someone who's already in prison, serving a 10-year sentence for pounding her. He's already in jail. Like, what else is there? He can't show up at your house. And anybody can call anybody to have somebody do something for the right price. So I don't know. Okay, well, we're going to do this. Megan, listen, you are now a multimillionaire. You have the notoriety, you have the celebrity, you're famous, you're rich, you're wealthy. You are a college student, which I think is great. I love what you're doing. I love the fact that you finished your degree. Girl, you're too smart to be too silly to know that this is part of the job that you've taken on. That's why you're paid millions of dollars. Hire some more security. You could be threatened by anybody on any given day. Hell, some of your fans can hurt you. They get so crazy about you where they think they know you, or they think they love you, or they think they're married to you. The craziness, the mental illness is real. So for you to go this far, where I think it's part of the job, I'm not saying that anybody should be harassed and no one should be taken advantage of in any way, form, or fashion. But I'm stating this is part of what you're in. This comes with what the celebrity and the benefits. This is why you're paid so much. This is why you have so much money. Girl, you already been pouting your foot. You already lost your best friend. Again, I said I love what you're doing, but don't play in my face. Like, come on, girl. Hire some security and keep it pushing. You are a college graduate. Okay? So you ain't stupid. So stop playing. Anybody, girl, on and on. Again. But you know what? To her, let's see if this happens. Let's see if I can play this. Let's see if it's gonna let me live my life today. I want you to, because I don't want it to be like against her. I'm not, but I think that you're just being ridiculous and anybody can threaten you. And these people, if they're not threatening you, someone else will be. It's just part of being a celebrity. You know what I mean? So let's see if it's going to let me live my life today. Okay. I want you guys to hear something.
Meagan Thee Stallion says she's being harassed by the man who shot.
Okay. I ain't gonna waste no time with it. Okay. So again, I don't even know if there's a judge that's going to actually give her this restraining order against a man that's already in jail for 10 years for powwowing her. But you know what, Megan? It is what it is. I thought this was very, very interesting. Um, you know, okay. Colleges are warning foreign students to get to campus before Trump takes office. Okay. And I thought it was interesting because, we just think about the changes we're going through. And I do know that we have US citizens that go abroad for to learn for education. And I know that we have people from other countries that come to our great country for our great universities and schools and colleges to learn. So they get student visas and work visas. So I forgot that back in 2017, when Mr. Trump took office for his first term, um, Mr. Trump imposed restrictions on entry to the United States from 7 majority Muslim countries, a policy that stranded thousands of students who were abroad at the time. Later in his term, Mr. Trump added more countries to the restricted travel list, and he has spoken of wanting to reimpose those restrictions once he's back in the White House. And now he's actually going to add more countries to the list. Now, I'm going to tell you the countries that was on his list already, or some of them: Tanzania, Sudan, Nigeria, Libya, Iran, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Yemen, Somalia. He's also now trying to add China and trying to add India to those lists. So, of course, we have international students that travel to our country to learn. So I don't know. And since he's done it before, it's more than likely he will do it again. Um, he's already threatening us about what he's going to do his first day in office. So listen, we ain't going to spend a whole bunch of time on this. We already know we in for somewhat. We know it ain't going to be easy, but we will make it. Just enjoy the next 2 weeks, okay? Because we ain't got that much longer. You better enjoy the next 2 weeks of being under Biden, okay? Because baby, we don't know what's going to come January 20th or January 21st, okay? So yeah, because thousands of students was stranded when he did it before, and he's threatening to do it again. So why would we think he wouldn't? So these schools are now instructing their students to get back to the U.S. before January. Now, school is supposed to start, spring semester class is supposed to start on January 21st, but he goes back into office on January 20th. So they're telling their students, get back to the States before the 20th. So that way you will, at that point, have no issues of not being able to come back, to go back to school. Some people are not home, they're vacationing. Can you imagine India vacation and you're coming back here to go back to school and they won't let you in the country? It's crazy. So I don't know. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. We don't know. And again, we just really going to have to wait and see. But these are some big schools, if you think of it, that are now warning, and maybe they know something we don't know. But again, like I said, you're talking about Harvard, you're talking about Cornell, you're talking about USC, and that's just some of the schools. So I hope they take heed and things work out in their favor. Okay, my next story, which is my last story, people. I'm not going to keep you all night. I know people still got some things to do. I thought this story was one of the craziest things. And you're going to think of second opinions totally different. Getting a second opinion from what a doctor tells you, totally different, which we need to anyway. Okay, so we're going to start this off. Okay, so the patient name is Anthony Olson. And this story comes from a town called Helena in Montana. Okay, the name of the hospital is St. Peter's, and it's the only hospital in Helena, Montana. Well, the director of the cancer center, the oncologist by the name of Dr. Weiner. Okay, let me give you a little background of Anthony Olson, and we'll get into the meat and the potatoes because it's interesting, very interesting. Okay, Anthony Olson, he started off as a child with health issues, meaning he was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 4. Okay, then later in life, at the age of 29, he had a failed kidney transplant at the age of 29. So because it was failed, it didn't work out for him. He had to go on dialysis. Now, my mom had renal failure and she was on dialysis for 18 years. So I understand what that can do to a person and what it can do to your body, meaning you're just tired, you're exhausted, you're depleted. You're doing this 3 times a week that I know of. So with that, then he still thought, even behind that, even with the being on dialysis, waiting for a kidney at the age of 29, he goes back to community college because he's a fighter. He believes that he still can have a career. He can still have a family. He may still even have children. Remember, again, he's 29 years old. So what he does is he something happens and he ends up back. This happens in 2011 when the oncologist, the head of the cancer, the director of the cancer center there, I want to be clear, his name is Dr. Thomas C. Weiner. He diagnosed Mr. Anthony Olson, with myelodysplastic syndrome. I'm sorry, I might have screwed that up. I'm not a doctor. I don't do medical terminology like that. When my nurses and doctors, forgive me. But what I do know is it's considered a blood disorder that is often described as pre-leukemia. The life expectancy of MDS patients is short. The doctor told Mr. Olson, without treatment, you will be dead by end of year. Okay? At that time, he was 33 years old. He's now 47. He immediately, and with taking dialysis, he started chemotherapy under the direction of the director of the cancer center. Well, stories have started to fly around that this doctor had been misdiagnosing people and that there were some cases in court that the hospital and the doctor was going through at the time. And someone put in this patient's ear, Mr. Olson, that you need to do a little research. So he went to the courts and went through their records, which is public record, most of them. And he came across a patient which is now deceased, but his family is suing the hospital and the doctor for, they're suing him for inappropriate and harmful and unnecessary treatments. Okay, so he apparently told this man, I'm sorry, he's now deceased. This is from the court records, that he had lung cancer, stage 4 lung cancer. So this man has been told, and this man, I'm sorry to say this man, his name, I'm sorry, people, I had this also together for you. His name is Scott Warwick. Okay, he was one of Wiener's patients, and Dr. Wiener told Mr. Warwick that he had stage 4 lung cancer, and he started treatments of chemo on him and other therapies for 11 years. This man went through he went through chemotherapy for 11 years, chemo and other therapy. So not only that, other things. Um, well, Mr. Warwick passed away in 2020, and his family had a biopsy done and an autopsy done, and they come to find out that Mr. Scott Warwick, who was being treated with chemotherapy for 11 years, never had cancer. So that made Mr. Olson, after he started reading, and mind you, that's not the only case Mr. Olson found. So Mr. Olson went and got a second opinion to find out he's been going through he's been going through chemotherapy and don't remember, and remember dialysis, because he still has not received a new kidney. He had a failed one, so now they are looking for another. He's been under Dr. Wiener's care for 9 years going through chemotherapy, and his second opinion stated to him he doesn't have cancer. So the doctor, of course, now has been suspended and fired, and he's denying all allegations. And he's stating that whatever doctors are telling him that that he doesn't have cancer, or whatever patients that's telling them that they don't have cancer, they're being misdiagnosed. No, sir. No, kind sir. Let's hold on. These people are being misdiagnosed by you. And there's a special place in hell for people like you. I don't know why you would do something like this. And why would you put chemotherapy? People lose their hair. People turn 3, 4, 5 shades darker. People go through, man. And to not even have cancer? What are you doing? I don't understand. What are you doing? Are these just have patients that you constantly, are you telling people they have cancer so you're constantly treating them, which means you're getting paid? These are the people that we trust and love, learn to love, because we believe in them. And some doctors have this godlike syndrome where because they feel they heal us, which they don't, they hopefully have the knowledge to help or to get rid of whatever ailments or issues we're having, but they're not God. Okay. And we cannot continue to constantly put all our faith in doctors. Listen, yes, that's what we have, but we have to also understand that we have the right to get a second opinion, a third opinion. When you're talking about me starting something such as chemotherapy, and you're the only doctor that I've ever seen, I need a second opinion before my life change over to something like that. So listen, people, I'm just saying, the more you know, the better you'll be. Um, it's diabolical for someone that we trust to be a doctor to save us. And like I said, for them to have these godlike things with them where they think that they're God, um, we have to look after ourselves. We cannot just turn over our lives and our health and our recovery over to someone that's just telling us something. Get a second opinion. I don't care how nice he speaks to you. I don't care if it seems like he's got rid of fit you into his schedule. He did that because it's a job. I'm not saying he doesn't love his job or love his career, but it's about money. That's why he was able to fit you into his busy schedule. Okay? So I love you guys. Christmas is another day or so away. I want you to enjoy the time with your family and your friends. Be safe, be intentional, be informed. I love you guys. And until next time, I love you guys. Don't forget to share, to like, and to subscribe. Until next time, peace.